This video is to kind of reset for the new year. We're going to the gym. And I like to watch Pilates by Izzy. I'm gonna do full body. I'll do 30 minutes. We're going to the gym.
Yeah.
Liam's off camera. He's hiding. He's nervous.
Bro.
He's camera shy.
My kids for the gym.
They're cute. They're, what kind of Nikes are they? The dishwasher movie is so loud.
Something series. Bowerman series.
They're cute. I
Bowerman
cannot try these. Yeah. Just kidding. I'm gonna bring you closer because I know that dishwasher is literally so loud. Sorry. I'm just gonna walk on the treadmill at the gym. Maybe I'll go on the Stairmaster, but probably not. Because I'm tired. I haven't done Pilates in freaking like probably over a month. Because when we got back from New York, I was sick. So I didn't work out. And even before Christmas, I was just going to the gym. So, that made me tired. So I'm just gonna walk the entire time Liam works out.
Yeah.
So I'll probably, last time I walked like 2.5 miles when you worked out. So I'll probably just go do that. I'll watch YouTube or something. I don't know. To the gym, I just wear my Hokas. These, they're dirty from New York still. I need to wash them. Me personally, I'm wearing exactly what I was wearing earlier. White sports bra, red, what color are these? Maroon shorts? Sorry.
Blue hoodie, blue sweatpants,
Yep.
and my Nikes that I showed you earlier.
Yep. And I'm wearing Liam's long sleeve that doesn't match my outfit whatsoever. Okay. But it's a dry fit shirt and it's chilly outside. So.
But it's okay.
We'll see you at the gym. I'm not bringing my camera, so maybe I'll get a clip of me walking on my phone. We'll see. Probably not though. Alright, we got back from the gym and we went straight to Sam's. We ate some pizza there for lunch. That's what we got for lunch. And then we did a huge grocery run for the beginning of the year. That's bothering me, sorry. We actually, this is like our first big run of the year because we haven't bought groceries in a minute, so we have a lot. So I'm gonna put those up real quick. Got French fries. I got these acai bowls. I'm curious, to see if they're good. There's 4 of them in there. Anyways, I'm gonna get all this put up. Thank goodness. I'm so glad we're gonna have a very full fridge and a very full freezer, so I'm very excited about that. Alright, so I just showered, as you saw. I did my skincare for the night. It's actually 5 o'clock. That was the first time I've washed my face today. Oops. Right now, got ready. I'll show you my outfit later, but got ready. Liam's cousin has a basketball game, so we're gonna go there and watch and support. But before we leave, I wanna make this soup. I guess it's a soup. I would call it a soup. That Liam's mom made for us in New York, and it was so good. And so I've been thinking about it ever since we left. So So I'm gonna make some, even though we are going out to eat with his family, like with his aunt and uncle tonight, so we're not even gonna eat it, but I'm gonna go ahead and make it so we can have it for for the rest of the week and stuff, because it makes a ton and it's so good. And so I'm gonna kind of talk while I do that. I want to kind of talk about this video, what I'm doing for the new year. This video is to kind of reset for the new year, because I need to shred up this chicken. I just got a rotisserie chicken and I just need it shredded. So I'm gonna put it in our KitchenAid and shred it. I'll be right back. All right, I got it all shredded. Let me get the bowl. Got my big pot on the stove. I'm gonna go ahead and dump all of these things in here, because it's literally like a dump and go type soup, which is awesome, and I'm very excited about that. So, my husband did the sweet thing, and he went ahead and opened a lot of these cans. Oh. Did I get that on my face? Oh my gosh. This is a new shirt. Oh my gosh, it's all over my face. Oh, I just got more on there. Ew. Okay, I think I got it off of me. All right, so we have 1 can of cream of chicken soup in the pot. So with this video, I kind of want to document just me getting back into my routines that I kind of normally do in the new year. I wanted to show, like this morning I did Pilates. I always do Pilates. Like that was something I started last year, and I've just kind of really enjoyed that. But I just do them from home. And this year I actually joined a gym that has classes and stuff, so I'm super excited. I'm gonna kind of get involved in some classes, and I dropped the spatula in here, and they do like Pilates classes, they do spin classes, so I want to try some of that. I've never done a spin class. I feel like that'd be really fun. But yeah, this morning I did some Pilates. My workouts, I really kind of just want to keep doing what I've been doing, because I feel like I did a really good job last year of being really consistent. It's just this year, the start wasn't the best, because we got home from New York and immediately I got sick. Like immediately, I was very, very sick for like 2 weeks. And so that really put a damper on like the very beginning of our year. Like I feel like people are always like, oh, you know, you start off the year immediately doing things, but I just could not. So this is me starting my New Year reset on the 12th, January 12th, which is fine. I don't really care, it doesn't bother me, but it's just kind of funny. With my workouts, I want to keep them. I just want to continue to be consistent, but just something I really enjoy. Like I really like to do Pilates. I also like to go on walks and kind of jog sometimes on those walks. Today after the gym, I walked like 3.5 miles, which felt great. And my thing is just like being consistent on my days off, because with days I'm at work, I work 12-hour shifts. So I don't expect myself to go work out on a day that I have work. But yeah, I just want to be consistent and continue what I was doing last year to this year, and just remember that it's to feel good about my body, like to feel good in my body, not to feel good about the way I look or to change anything. It's really just to feel healthy and to be consistent and feel proud of myself. That's really my goal this year, is to just feel proud of the things that I can do. And also I want to have more like endurance, because I feel like that's something that I struggle with, is I don't have lots of endurance. Like I kind of just give up on things. So I want to have more endurance. I'm just gonna let that sit, warm up, and yeah. Let me show you my outfit. This top is from Brandy Melville. I actually got it in New York. It was my first time ever going into the Brandy Melville store. What's that? Yeah, but I got this from the Brandy Melville store. That was a very fun experience going into that store. These jeans, they're super cute. They're from Amazon. They're like tighter up here and then they get looser. So cute shoes. Tonight they're also from Amazon. No makeup. No makeup, my hair is just in this bun, it's dirty, so oops. Yeah. See you later. Black shorts, navy bra, this shirt. I'm gonna do upper body today and then walk on the treadmill because my legs are sore and I don't want them to be more sore. So. Done. All right, so now we're gonna go to the gym and I'm just gonna walk on the treadmill. Instead of watching something, I really want to read while I'm on the treadmill because I just feel like I need to get some reading time in. I've been struggling to sit and read, but last night I read for probably like 30 minutes before I went to bed, which has honestly been nice because I swear I have not sat down and read in so long. So on the treadmill today, I'm going to try to do most of my time walking just reading. Not on my phone, not watching anything, reading. We'll see how far I can get. I'm on page 153 in this book. Not far in, to be honest. So let's see how far I can get. Hopefully I can read the whole time and I don't get bored. So. I walked 4 miles and I read like 50 pages of my book. Big freaking dubs. If you hear screaming, my husband's playing Fortnite with his friends, so ignore that. No one is in grave danger, even though that's what it sounds like. I wanted to talk about my goals for this year because what would a new year reset be without goals? So I kind of want to discuss kind of my opinion about New Year's goals and kind of how I feel about them personally, because I feel like me personally, I really love goals. I love to have an outline of the year. I like to, you know, goals are so motivating, obviously. Especially in the new year, you feel so motivated to just change your entire life, which I don't love that. I love the motivation that it brings, but I don't love making very specific, very niche goals that like I put so much pressure on and I give myself no wiggle room. Like I don't like that. I like to have like overall goals for the year that I feel like having overall goals, you can kind of make small changes that will make a bigger change, if that makes any sense. So like last year, I think last year and the year before, I had a goal to run, I think it was like to be able to run like 2 miles by myself, like without stopping consecutively. I had that goal for this past year, 2025. I don't even run. I'll jog on the treadmill sometimes, but like, and whenever I was starting to feel burnt out from running, I would feel really bad about it because I'd be like, I have this goal for the year and I really want to, you know, keep up with them. And that's just something about me, is if I make really specific goals and I start to like want to change them, I'm too scared to, and I feel like I kind of beat myself up over it. And so this year I've changed the formatting of the way I kind of come up with my own goals. So I want to talk about my overall goals for the year and then talk about the small steps I wanted to take that will help me achieve these larger goals, if that makes sense. I'm drinking this very watered down Alani. I drank most of it earlier, but now it's still kind of good, but it's a cherry slush. Those are my favorite. A cherry slush is so good. Also, the Witch's Brew is so good. Random, but they need to make that an all year thing because it's so good. Anyways, I have them down in my little planner, or like my little notebook thing. I bought this from Papier. I saw someone post about them, and I bought this for, I was gonna do a reading journal like last year. That was one of my goals literally for last year. I wanted to do a reading journal, and then I just never really got into it. Honestly, I never used this, so now I've been planning. I like put video ideas or write things out, just because it's a lot easier to write things out than it is to just put them in my notes on my phone and then forget they exist. My first overall goal of the year is to just do things that I enjoy and that make me happy. And by that I really mean like doing the things, like I don't want things that I do to feel like a chore in every aspect. Like I don't want me going to the gym to feel like a chore. I don't want me doing Pilates to feel like a chore. I don't want me making videos and posting them to feel like a chore. Like I don't want anything that I'm doing that started out as something that made me happy or made me feel good or something that I really enjoyed, like a hobby, to start to feel like a chore. And I feel like that happens to me a lot, where I'll all of a sudden start to beat myself up over like, oh, I haven't posted on TikTok, which I don't like. At the end of this last year, I tried really hard to be super consistent on TikTok because I knew that it would kind of help with YouTube, and also it kind of just helps you feel more comfortable around like a camera and stuff. But that was never my end goal. Like I never really wanted to post on TikTok. I don't love TikTok, to be honest. I feel like TikTok's like just toxic in every spot I go. Even in the book videos, it didn't feel like how YouTube feels to me. I love YouTube. Like I love consuming and watching YouTube and booktube and videos on YouTube, like vlogs. I love those. I love YouTube. But like TikTok was never my goal. But for a minute there, I feel like I was really trying super hard. Like I was planning out videos on TikTok so I could post twice a day. Like it just started to feel like a chore, and it started to feel like something that I didn't really enjoy. And I want to be able to give myself the wiggle room of like, okay, this is not something I enjoy anymore. I want to change it. Like I don't want to put myself in a box to where I have to post once a week on YouTube, and if I don't, then I'm gonna fail and I suck or something like stupid like that. Like I don't want to feel like, okay, I haven't gone to the gym in like a week. Okay, well I've been sick, so why would I be mad at myself over that? You know what I'm saying? Like if that makes any sense. And I just want to be like that in every aspect of my life. Like if I decide that I want to, really pay attention and keep up with my scrapbooking, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I really don't want to scrapbook this week, or like I don't want to scrapbook for this past month yet. I don't want that voice in my head to be like, you have to, or else you're gonna die. It's like, no, I'm absolutely not going to. So, okay, that's kind of my main overarching goal for this year. That's my first one. And my second one is to not feel embarrassed about things that I'm doing. One thing about me is I've always been I'm a very anxious girl. I get very easily embarrassed about things. Like I'm very shy about things that make me happy and things that I really enjoy. Like for a while, I never wanted to tell anyone that I like to read because I was scared they would ask me about what I like to read, and then it would just be like this conversation and like all this stuff in my head. I was like, I don't want people to think that I'm stupid because I'm not reading these like self-help books about finances, and I was stressed that people would think that. But I don't want to feel like that anymore. I want to feel like I want to be able to tell other people that I do like to post book videos on YouTube, even though like they don't care about it, and even if they don't understand, it's a lot of fun for me. So I don't want to be embarrassed about anything that I enjoy. I want to feel confident in all that I do and all the things that make me happy. So that's my second overall goal for the year, is to just stop worrying about what other people might think, because it doesn't matter at all. And this next one is kind of random, doesn't really go along with feelings. It's just sort of like, I want my first instinct in any sort of free time. I want my first instinct to be to pick up a book. Instead of me getting on my phone, like, I want to bring my book with me everywhere. I want to be able to read as much as I possibly can, because that, for one of my very specific goals, which we'll get into in a second, it is to read a lot more this year. I have a bigger number goal than I did this past year. And it's because I know how much free time I have. I know how much screen time I have. So if all of that could be spent reading a book, it's like, can you imagine how many books I would get through? It's insane. I want my first instinct to be to pick up a book, not to pick up my phone. Like, if you're ever, like a second ago, I was uploading some clips from my SD card to the computer, and normally I would sit and I would just wait, because I mean, it takes like 10 minutes probably. I would sit and scroll on like Instagram. Why? I have a book right next to my phone. Today on the treadmill, like, I read for over 2 miles. It was great, and I read the entire time, and it felt great, and I felt really proud of myself, and I started to enjoy the book, because the more you read consecutively, not like short spurts, like over time, you're so much more immersed in the story to where you actually start to like the book. Like, the book I'm reading right now, The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson, I feel like, because for a while, I mean, I've been reading it since right before Christmas, and I'm just now getting to where I actually sit and read for long periods of time. And I think because I was reading for short spurts, I wasn't understanding the book. Like, I didn't understand why certain characters would do certain things, and whenever you do that, you're not giving the book a proper chance. And I was kind of like, the book's okay. And don't get me wrong, it's not my favorite book of all time, but like, I'm definitely more interested in these characters, at least. So, I don't know, like, that is one of those are my 3 overall goals for the year, and I like to believe that with making small steps, I can reach these overall goals. So I want to get into more like specific goals of the year, and these are pretty much things that I'm kind of already doing now, and goals that I made last year, but I just want to be more consistent. And be a little bit more disciplined. But like I said before, if I don't do these very specific things, it is okay, because I have my 3 overarching goals, and as long as those get done, that's all I care about. I just want to be going towards those 3 goals. That's all that matters to me. Okay, so my first thing is skincare. I need to be more diligent with my skincare. I feel like I really only do my skincare at night, because I get up pretty early for work in the mornings. I don't want to spend my time washing my face, but in reality it does not take that long. So I need to be more diligent with skincare. I want to do it twice a day. I have a super short routine. Like, it's not hard to actually do, but in my head I'm like, I don't have time to do it before work. Yes, I do. Next is the workouts. So for me, I don't want to be super specific on like, okay, I have to do Pilates this much a week, and I have to go to the gym this many times a week, 10K steps a day, like all that stuff. I like that as an idea, but I don't want to give myself that goal and then beat myself up whenever I want to change them. So my main goal for working out is to just have a form of movement that makes me feel good on days where I'm not at work. So on days I'm not at work, I'm not even gonna give myself a goal for those days. If I feel like doing something, that's fine, but I'm not about to put pressure on myself to do that. So my main forms of movement that I enjoy the most for me is Pilates. I like to do Pilates at home. I like to watch Pilates by Izzy. That's what I've done today and yesterday. That's mainly what I do, to be honest, as my big form of exercise is Pilates. I like to do like the full body, and then today I did the upper body one. I can put, like with the clips of me doing it today and yesterday, I can put like the little thumbnail and show you guys which video it was. I love to walk. That is another form of like cardio that I really enjoy. I feel like I get a lot done on the treadmill. I like to read. I feel like that's really when I do a lot of my reading, and that's whenever I get really into my books, is on the treadmill. and I really enjoyed that. Sometimes on the treadmill I'll kind of like jog for a little bit, but I mean, that's just usually whenever I get antsy and I'm bored of walking, so I just start running. And also I like to go to the gym and I like to use the dumbbells. I mean, I kind of go back and forth with that and Pilates. It just depends on if I want to do something more intense. I'll go and I'll follow I feel like I have a good split in my head now where like things I like to do on lower body days and things I like to do on upper body days. But I just like to use the dumbbells. I don't really get into the machines and stuff like that. And also the Stairmaster, of course. And then one thing I do want to do this year is I want to get into more workout classes, because I just signed up for this gym around here where they do like a lot of different workout classes. They have Pilates, yoga, they have spin. I want to try a spin class this year. That is something I definitely want to try. If I don't like it, I don't have to continue with it, but I think it'd be fun to try. And so yeah, I want to do a few classes, maybe a month, because I've already did my membership and I'll go there for the treadmill regardless and the Stairmaster and stuff. So that's kind of my workout goals for the year, is just to be consistent and to just feel good in my body. Not to feel good like even about how it looks. Like I don't even really want to do anything where I would change the way I look. I just want my body to be healthy, and I just want it to be, I want these goals and these habits to be able to last me for the rest of my life. I don't want to start to try to like work out 5 times a week and have be super intense, because in 20 years I'm not going to want to do that. Like, to be super honest, I'm going to want to go on walks, I'm going to want to do Pilates, I'm going to want to do yoga, things that actually will be realistic in the long run. That's what matters to me the most. Next, so we can talk about my reading goals for the year. My main goal for the year, my number goal, is 100 books. I want to read 100 books this year. And I think how many books did I read last year? I think my goal was like 50. It was not a lot. I read 44 books last year. And let me tell you that last year I absolutely could have read way more, which last year I did get married and moved multiple times. So like I was busier last year, but this year I have a goal for 100 books, because I know how much my screen time is. So I absolutely know that I can be spending that time reading a book. And I've also been seeing a lot online where people talk about how it's super unrealistic to say that you have a goal of reading 100 books or 100 plus books for 1 year if you have a real job. People are like, influencers need to stop talking about reading 100 books because it's just not fair for people who work a full-time job. Let's be super honest here. How much time do you spend on that dang phone? What's your screen time? Because 100 books is that a week too? It's possible. Do I think that like you should compare yourself to people who work from home as influencers who only read books as their job? No, I don't think you should compare yourself to them and think that you should do that. But I definitely think that it's possible. And I don't like hearing people say that. I want to read 100 books. I want my instinct in my free time to be to pick up my book and not pick up my phone. I'm so sick of being on my phone. I feel like it's ruining my brain. Another way to read 100 books is I want to listen to more audiobooks. I was doing really good last year, like the beginning half of the year. I was listening to a lot of audiobooks, but I kind of fell off. Honestly, my library card stopped working. It was being really weird on Hoopla, but now I have it for where we live now, and I have Hoopla on there. I just want to be less picky about the things that I listen to, because I'm really picky about the things I listen to on audio, because I know that it's such an experience to listen to an audiobook, and I'm like having to, you know, borrow it from the library and all that stuff, and so it feels like a bigger deal than just downloading a book on my iPad. I can't explain it. I need to be less picky about those books, because there are some great books at the library, but because I've never heard of them and I've never seen them online, I'm like, oh, I don't want to listen to that because I don't want to waste my time. It could literally be a 5-star book and I have no idea. So I need to be less picky. And then my last thing for reading is just I want to read books that I actually want to read. I feel like I've done really well for this past year, but like years before that, I feel like I would just read what was popular. Like I have so many books on this bookshelf even that I bought because I saw people talking about it, and then I ended up not liking it really at all, but I still have them because I was just like influenced to buy them. And I don't know, I feel like I've done really good this past year of like figuring out my personal reading taste, and I want to just stick to that. Next is my hobbies. I really want to get into more hobbies. I want to continue scrapbooking. That is something that I absolutely love doing, something that I started doing last year, and I want to keep up with that. Absolutely. I actually have a video that I'm planning because I just ordered a bunch of pictures, so I have a lot to catch up on, like probably the past like 6 months. I need to catch up on that. So I'm gonna do a video of me like catching up on the past 6 months in my scrapbook. Next is reading, obviously. I just want to read more. Like I really want to read more. I want to bake more. I want to actually be someone who brings some form of baked good to like family functions. I feel like that would be so much fun to like feel, because there's no other feeling of making something and then having people tell you it's good. I can't explain it. Maybe it's the woman in me. I don't know. But like I have that with my husband, but I just want that. Like I feel like it'd just be so much fun to bake some type of like sweet treat and bring it to like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, you know, like those kind of things. I just want to do that. I think that's just a lot of fun. Then my last category is just like my more personal goals. And a lot of those are like my religious goals, I guess you could consider them. My first goal for like personal goals, there's something yelling outside, is to have more intentional prayer, like personal prayer. I feel like a lot of the times I wake up in the morning and I have I say a prayer, my breakfast and stuff, but I feel like it's just I just want to be more intentional with prayer. I want to be able to like, I don't want to be repeating the same things. I feel like it starts to become like that sometimes, and I don't like how that feels. I feel like when you have more vulnerable and personal prayers given at all times, your relationship with your Heavenly Father just grows so much, and I feel like that's something I really want to set aside time to actually sit and talk with my Heavenly Father and to really show gratitude and be thankful and be more vulnerable, things like that. I just feel like that's really important. And I just want to continue the things that I have started this year, doing like the Come Follow Me studies, reading my Book of Mormon, and just to continue studying whenever I just want to continue to be more intentional with my time. Like in the mornings, I like to do it in the car before I go into work. I like to read my scriptures and finish the Come Follow Me, or I'll read a talk. I really like doing that. And my last personal goal that I'm willing to share with the internet is just, I would like to post one YouTube video a week. Like I said before about super specific goals, if I don't post one video a week, it is okay. It is not the end of the world, actually. Things happen. Things happen in my life where I get busy and I just can't. But I'd like that to be something where I can kind of structure my week around maybe posting one video, maybe posting every other week. Who knows? That's just kind of an overall goal that I would like, is I really want to have more fun on here. And I think of posting on YouTube as a hobby because I have a job, so I don't want this to ever feel like a job or work or anything like that. I want it to be something that is fun. So, why is this good watered down? But those are my goals for this year. I think I've looked in the viewfinder this entire time. That's so annoying. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed this. I have no idea how this is even gonna look. I have plans in my head for the editing process, but we'll see. I wanted to just sit and talk because so far I've just been getting back into my routine of working out and, you know, cooking and doing all the things. I washed my hair. I did an everything shower tonight. I'm feeling very clean, very refreshed. Randomly, I really want to paint my nails. I probably won't do that in this video. This will probably be the end of this video, but my goals for the year. I definitely want this year to be the best year yet. Obviously, I feel like that should be a goal for every year. It should just make it better than the last. I want to be more productive this year. I want to be more intentional with the things I do. And I want to overall just have a lot of fun.